Unit 6. Song. Habitat.
Animals have a habitat, just like you and me. A fish lives in the water, a dolphin lives in the water, an octopus lives in the water, a water habitat. Animals have a habitat, just like you and me. An elephant lives on land, a pig lives on land, a snake lives on land, a land habitat. Animals have a habitat, just like you and me.
Hello! Today we're going to talk about animal habitats. Did you pay attention to the song? Good! Because we're going to talk and think on animal habitats. First one, snail. Where does a snail live? Yes, they live on the trunks of trees. They usually live there. And they also live, well, yes, where there is a lot of grass and a lot of herbs, and it is usually humid. Then spiders. Where do spiders usually live? Do you know? Yeah, they usually live under the rocks. They also live where there are many things that don't move often. They don't like people moving around, so they hide. The next one is, where does a dolphin live? Well, they live in the water. Especially they live in the ocean, don't they? And what about worms? Yeah, those crawly, creepy creatures. Worms, where do they live? They live under the earth's surface, in the soil, in fact. And they move around, and they are very important because they move the earth, These creatures, they open their mouth, take the soil and pass it through their bodies, and then put it outside at the backside. And that way they are making the soil more nutrient for plants. I know that's strange, but that's what they function for. And they get the benefits from the nutrients of the soil, but they provide with air and moisture and some other elements plants need to the soil. So they are very interesting creatures, though they are like Okay, and what about ants? Well, they also live under the soil, under the earth's surface in the soil, and they have a different function. But did you know they make like a big caves with some chambers, and they are so amazing. Ants are amazing. And what about elephants? Yeah, I know. Elephants with their big ears, and they usually live in the savannah. Okay, and they live on Earth. And crocodiles, where does a crocodile live? Well, They pass a lot of time under the water in swamps, some rivers, even some marsh. Though they can spend some time out of the water. They like to soak the sun rays, and so because they are very cold animals and they need sunlight to get warm. But they don't have like us that we keep warm even when it is very cold. We keep warm. They don't. They don't have that capacity. So that's why they spend a lot of time under the sun rays in order to get some warmth. And the other animal, this is an amazing animal, you must say. Yes, butterflies. Butterflies, well, of course they fly, but they don't live in the air because that would be very, very tiring. They fly for a lot of time, but they sleep and they feed on earth. They fly and then they fly away from one flower to the next one. Most butterflies just stay in a small area their whole life. Though there are some butterflies, as you might have heard, like monarch butterfly, which travel, they migrate from, in fact, monarch butterflies migrate from Canada to Mexico, Michoacan. Have you ever been there? A cat. Where does a cat live? Well, cats originally were wild animals, as most animals, and they can live where they want. There are some cats which never get accustomed to live home with a person. We have birds. Okay, yes, birds fly, but they don't really live flying. They cannot spend all the time flying. That would be so tiring. They live on the trees. They have their nests on the trees, and they have also their babies on the trees. Okay, so exercise 2, we have reading, and we have something to think about it. It says, the area around your school is the habitat of many animals. What kind of animals? Have you seen any animals around in school? Have you? Okay, think on which animals have you seen in school? And then we have another exercise, exercise 3, and it says, look at the pictures, say yes or no. And we have, is this good? What do you see? Look, we have a garden with a pot full of flowers, butterflies, some worms, some bugs, some grass, a rock. Is that good? And then at the right we have another one which is about the same, but the pot, the flowers in the pot are like fainted. They need water, surely, or they have a plague. And the place is dirty, polluted, that is littered on the grass. And the worms, look at the worms, they are not, they don't look good. So, is it yes or no? Is it good? And now we're going to page 63, and here it says, people, animals, and plants are living things. Living things are born, they grow, they reproduce, and they die. Do you remember we saw that in class? That's the definition of a living thing. Remember, can a stone be born, grow, reproduce, or die? Is a stone a living thing? Okay, give me your opinion. Based on this, we need to say which of these items are living things. So we have a boy, and you have the answer there, or something. It's a beautiful landscape. Then we have a rock, a pot with flowers in it, and a little girl, a dog, an eraser, a fish, a bowl, and a drop of water. So, what do you think? Which of them are living things? The ones that are living things, right? Yes. And the ones that are not living things, right? No. So, in this case, we're going to do the portfolio part. This portfolio part has the first one, which is read and match. Okay? The first one is domestic animals live near people. Okay, you can see that. Some animals live on land and some live in the water. Match. Animals move in different ways. Okay. People, animal, and places are living things. Okay, so you need to write your answer. Draw the legs and write the numbers. Can you see? The animals don't have legs. You need to draw the correct number of legs. Let's do the first one as an example. We have the octopus has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 legs. Okay? So, what about the cat, the duck, the butterfly, the bee, the pig, the spider, the snake, and the snail? Write your answers and send me a picture. And finally, we have page 65. Here you have to match. You have land for those animals which live on earth, on the land. Water for those animals which live in the water. And the way they move, they fly, they walk, they swim, or they slither. Okay? So you have to match. In this case, we have to match it. The snake slithers and lives on the land. And finally, you know how to do this? You read, I know that animals are living things. All correct? You know it? You understand it? You're going to color the 3 stars. I know about animal habitats. Color the stars. I look after my environment. How much do you look after your environment? Color the stars. Remember to send me a picture.